Looks like we're live.
You see it?
I don't see
On
us
the group?
yet, but it says that we're live.
Oh, here. Yes. Awesome. Let's try this if it's working. I have it in front of me. Hi, guys. So me and Ashley, it's our first time ever to try this to give skincare recommendation live on Facebook. So sorry, it's just a test run. We'll see if this works. We're gonna do more of them. So since we had the great news of being closed during the red phase, we got a lot of people actually sending filling out the questionnaire for a skincare recommendation. And me and Ashley have been working really, really hard on finding like a good way, a new way of giving skincare recommendation, right? How's that going, Ashley, so far?
It's going really well. We've had a lot of awesome, positive feedback. So many people are filling out the questionnaire. So it's a lot of fun kind of looking at people's different skin types and concerns and giving them some recommendations. It's been really cool.
Nice. So can you, so just for today, we're going to take one example that you got, and we did come up with a game plan together. So I would like you to describe that client, don't give name, but just give like that client concern. And while you're doing that, I'm going to type in the comment section where people can go and fill that form.
Yeah, that sounds good. So our client had questions about uneven skin tone. There was some sun damage, and as a result of the sun damage, brown spots that developed over time. So there's some pigmentation problems there that she would like some help with.
Awesome. So, okay, so when it comes to hyperpigmentation, my first recommendation is whatever you're going to do, you need to realize why you got those hyperpigmentation to begin with, right? Because there's no point for me to start in like giving you product and then you maybe we fix the problem, but then as soon as you go back in the sun or you do what caused the issue, the pigments are coming back. And that's really, really common because that's the number one question I get for pigment. Does it work? Or if it works, is it coming back, or what to expect? So really, really important to protect your investment when it comes to sun damage. So that would be my first thing that you need to be aware of. So sunblock, usually antioxidant, I'll go in detail. Also, you need to know that what hyperpigmentation is, it's actually a damage in your skin. It's not just like something that appears magically. That means that at some part of your life, you went outside, maybe too much in the sun tanning bed, in the sun without protection. And it's your melanocyte trying to protect your skin. So you have some DNA damage at your melanocyte, So that means that your body's trying to protect itself against the UVs. So it's not just a matter of lightening the sun spot. We actually need to go inside the skin cell and tell your melanocyte to stop producing the pigment if you're looking for long-lasting results. So I mean, yes, you can just exfoliate and laser it off, but you're not fixing the real problem. So that would be kind of my number two, that we need to fix the problem. And then when you know that, the fastest way of removing a pigment is using technology like lasers. Alexandrite love pigment. It's quick, it's efficient. You don't, in terms of cost, definitely worth it. But you need to realize that as soon as you send laser in your skin, you do create some damage. So you still expect your skin to heal itself and repair itself. So if your skin doesn't have the proper nutrient and is not ready for that type of treatment, you can create more damage because laser does make your skin sensitive. So all that to come back to sun protection and just making sure that you have the right nutrients. So that would be the foundation. I can't just, here's the product without really teaching you how it works and how to protect your investment. So you can go without a good sunblock, and I would look into a laser treatment, and not all of them. Let me know, because there's technology a little bit better than the others, but Alexandrite and sometimes like a good medical grade IPL could do the trick. So when you have that covered, I would say that the number one product that you could use to reverse the damage that you have in your skin would be your vitamin C.
Mm.
Yeah, and the vitamin C, and when I say vitamin C would be a medical grade one, because you're looking for a vitamin C that doesn't just stay at the surface of your skin. It needs to go past your epiderm, go in your derm, and like the melanocytes are past, like they are in the epidermal junction. So an over-the-counter skincare with vitamin C will not get there because your skin is there to protect. So that's the one, like that's a product that you need to invest in a medical grade level. And so for vitamin C, which one did you pick to do the recommendation for this product?
So my recommendation for this would be either the Osmosis Catalyst or Radiance.
Yes. So those are really, really good recommendation, actually. I love that. The Catalyst, I love that one if you have a lot of DNA damage. Let's say that maybe you've tried laser in the past, no one told you that you had to wear sunblock, or, you know, when you have a lot of hyperpigmentation, people with melasma also, like, I really like the Catalyst, because Catalyst is really nourished. Like it's not just, it's good for collagen, elastin, and all that, but it have a little bit more when it comes to DNA repair. It's really what it shine. It's also a little bit better for your sensitive skin type. So someone that's really like inflamed or a sensitive, I would go with that one over the Radiance. If you're acne prone though, you're more that oily, I like the Radiance.
Yeah.
Personally, I like that Radiance on like every morning. I'll go for a Radiance because I'm hyperpigmented, but at nighttime I'll use the Catalyst. It's also an antioxidant, also a vitamin C, but I found it's a little bit better for like the, you know, see I'm having a breakout right there, and I will hyperpigment from that breakout. So adding a little bit of Catalyst there, and I like the Catalyst because I can put it over my eyes, where most vitamin C, well, the one that I know you can't. So that would be why. Which one would be better in my suggestion for her?
Exactly. And she didn't specify whether she was dry or oily. So that's why I made the two recommendations. I wasn't sure which route to take there. So we'll ask her definitely to clarify that so we can make the right recommendation for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's one question that's really important for us to answer. If you're oily or normal, I guess, or if you're sensitive or normal, and then if you're acne prone, those are like the three questions that's really important for us to have to really decide which product's the best one. Yeah. Okay, so that would be the first product, and that one need to be a medical grade. Then the second product that I would say that really important would be your vitamin A. Vitamin A is the product that will speed up your skin cell turnover. So it just helps. So, you know, when you have like all those good nutrients, you want those plump and nice skin cell to become your epiderm faster. Because like your epiderm, it's pretty much dead skin, right? And then when you exfoliate your epiderm, that's what usually people have tendency to do, but you're still creating inflammation each time you're exfoliating. So instead of doing that exfoliation, my first step would be to speed up the skin cell turnover. So with a vitamin A, and that's why I like vitamin A so much. And the difference between a vitamin A that you would get, like, because it's a different level of vitamin A, right? You can have one at the dermatologist, which work great, but dry your skin out. In some cases, I do recommend that one, but right now for this specific person, I don't think so. And then you can have something like over the counter, but they just sit at the surface of your skin. So you have that instant gratification, but they don't do anything. So having like a retinol or retinal aldehyde that's medical grade, you're sure that you're getting that nice skin cell turnover, and it have anti-aging properties. And because it goes faster, you don't need to exfoliate as much, so you have less inflammation in your skin. And inflammation is a big cause of aging. So, and that would be kind of my second important recommendation when it comes to hyperpigmentation.
And she didn't mention that she's using retinol already. Is there a certain one that you would start with for somebody who maybe hasn't used retinol before, or they're not sure what to do with that?
Yeah, if I'm dealing with someone that's really, really sensitive, I would go with maybe a retinal aldehyde from a brand like Osmosis. I love their retinal aldehyde. You still have the nice benefit of a vitamin A, but you don't get the inflammation that you may get from retinol. If she have a skin like mine, like retinol, baby, like everything, like we don't have that. Sensitive to what? That's not a problem. So it really depends on her skin type. If she have no sensitivity whatsoever, I would still like to see a retinol. I think for hyperpigmentation, that's usually where I see the most benefit. But let's say she's like, oh, I'm not sure. Do you know what? I'm a little bit sensitive, or maybe she's tried it in the past and it didn't work. Osmosis, correct. Really good retinal aldehyde for hyperpigmentation, for your more sensitive skin. And even if you have like someone that's like, oops, sorry, not comfortable, that have like a tendency to have a sensitive acne, like inflamed acne, correct from Osmosis could be another option. So when it comes to retinol, if you never tried in the past, I like to start with the 0.25, I would say, or 0.3, depending on the brand. And if that goes well, when you're done, you can increase to 0.5 or even the 1%. In my case, I really like to use the 1%, maybe 1 or twice a week, and the other night I'll use something like correct. So again, like you can, you know, depends. I like to, you know, to have it every night, but yeah. Does that help you understand a little bit better?
Yeah, definitely. So what's next? What's the next thing we should recommend to her?
So that would be a foundation. So technically, if she doesn't leave with those 2 products, we haven't done your job. Right. Because at the end of the day, a cleanser and a moisturizer, it's a cleanser and a moisturizer. Maybe she has something at home that she already loves and works for her, so there's no point of changing that. I mean, yes, I can go on and on and on about the difference about our cleanser, but it's still just a cleanser. So I guess that the third product, now that you have that, because C and A are your foundation, then I would use like a lightening cream. You have something, the Lyterra, I saw that in your note. I love that product. I really do. That's the one I use. I have melasma and it just fixes my hyperpigmentation. I can maintain my results with it. It's really nice. Just be mindful, then Lyterra will increase your sensitivity to the sun, because it does speed up your skin cell turnover a little bit. So for people that can't tolerate retinol at all, Lyterra could be an alternative.
Awesome. And she would only use that in the evening?
Technically, if she's careful, she could use it morning and night. I would, you always need to use a sunblock, but make sure she does though.
Yes. I'll have to call her and check up. Did you wear your sunscreen today?
Yeah, exactly. But no, Lyterra is amazing. I mean, we also have the Skin Better even, maybe for people that have like a really sensitive skin, like almost on the dry, but I'm always like careful with that brand because there's a little bit of dimethicone in it, and some people could be really sensitive to it. So if you're acne prone, it's not my favorite. But it's, again, all their products, right? If you don't react well or you don't like it, just let Ashley know, because it happened, right? And that's the whole point. That's our guarantee that you'll like the product.
Yeah, exactly. And we want to make sure that we're not just giving you products or recommending them just to recommend them. We want to make sure you're educated on what they're doing and using them the right way. So yeah.
And what else that you have? Because those would be like, again, my top 3. And now, I mean, you always suggest the epidermal repair, right? Serum. And I like that one because if you have any kind of inflammation on your skin, you need to calm that first, especially because if you're inflamed, like redness or sensitivity, even if you don't notice it, if you have like enlarged pore, like those are all sign of inflammation. And if you have inflammation, your skin is just more sensitive in general, and the product that you're going to apply on it sometimes will not penetrate as well, because if your skin is already trying to battle like whatever is going on, it's not really receptive to vitamin C and vitamin A. So if you have any kind of sensitivity, I definitely rescue. I know that's a really, 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 really popular one for
I've had clients threaten to drink it.
Oh no, that's actually they have the drinkable version. They have, it's immune activator. It calms the internal inflammation, actually. The same type of ingredient, but something that you can digest. Cool, right?
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, Rescue is a hot product. We have a hard time keeping it on the shelves. Everybody loves it, so that's a good go-to for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I like that. Mhm.
Yeah, so we have all the foundations. She knows kind of what are the must-have products to get started.
Uh-huh.
So then like the icing on the cake. So if she
Mhm.
really wants to seal the deal and make sure that she's getting the right stuff, what are the extras?
Yeah, the extras. Again, the extra, I would always have the discussion. Do you like your cleanser? Do you like your moisturizer?
Mhm.
Because a cleanser, by example, can make it or break it, right? Like it doesn't do anything, but the wrong one will make everything worse.
Yeah.
So that's a discussion that for me, that's really important. So if she say that, oh, she have one, but she's open for discussion, I would look into that and try to find a cleanser that, you know, when she wash her face, it makes her skin feel good and clean. And that's where sometimes people are like, I like toner, because it's like, if you wash your face and after that you wash it, you're still full of makeup, or that you feel tight or oily, that means that your cleanser is not doing what it's supposed to do. I mean, I'm all for the double cleanse though. Like an example, my eyes are really, really sensitive, and I could not have a cleanser that have oil base. My skin, I would break out right away, but at the same time, I do need an oil base to remove that eyeliner.
Yeah.
So then I'll just kind of double cleanse my face with my makeup if I wear makeup, and from that, I will clean my entire face again to make sure that my pores are like clean, clean, clean. And technically at that point, you're supposed to be completely free of makeup, right? You're not supposed to use a toner or whatever after. I mean, if you like that step of a toner, go ahead, but don't look at toner for their active ingredient properties, because it's just not how it should work. So I would say that cleansing, and I know you have there the Osmosis Purify, which I love. It's a gentle exfoliant. It's a daily exfoliant, so I think it's great. It's enzyme, so perfect if you're more sensitive, acne prone too. I like that one. I like to have something, because I'm acne prone, like salicylic acid. If you have more like enlarged pore, that could be an option. But I think the Osmosis Purify is definitely a good one there. So it's just a matter of, her personal preferences.
Yeah.
And then moisturizer, that's where if you're already oily, I honestly don't really believe in moisturizer. And that's why, like, I know some people will not agree with me. I do strongly believe that moisturizer are important to protect your skin. They need to kind of seal all those good ingredients that you have at the surface of your skin. I agree with that. But my goal here is that you tell your skin cell to produce the right amount of oil and moisture and all that. And that you don't depend on a moisturizer to do that. But I'm okay if you like the moisturizer, but it should not be like, oh my God, if I don't use my moisturizer, I'm like cry all over the place. Something is wrong in your cell that we need to look at internally. So important to have a moisturizer that doesn't break you out, that, that breathes well, that you can have nice moisturizer now with like hyaluronic acid in it, that gives you that plump. I'm all about, I mean, if you want to invest a little bit in moisturizer, there's some options that have like vitamin C in it, but it's really topical. So it just may be that instant gratification that you could get, not necessarily like long lasting results, but just little thing like that. But I mean, moisturizer is a moisturizer, and I would prefer people to spend their money into like active ingredient in serum and treatment cream. So that would be for moisturizer. And then eye cream. A lot of people are asking me about that. Are they worth it or not? Again, a lot of the good product that I mentioned, you can apply them on your eyes, right?
Exactly.
Maybe not your retinol, not your vitamin C, but the catalyst, no problem at all. And even like the correct or something that can be applied. So that's why I'm not always a fan of eye cream. But when you want to add vitamin C and retinol on your eyes, that's where you need to invest in a medical grade eye cream, because you need a different percentage of those ingredients. And if you don't, you're going to create some irritation. But when it comes to a moisturizer, like if you're just like dehydrated there, like I don't think
And
you
a lot of
can,
people can kind of like satisfy that need for moisturizer with their SPF. Like
yes,
if you're using your
it's true.
SPF, it still feels nice and hydrated, and yeah.
Yeah, and because I personally use the Sheer 45 from Vivier, and I love
Yes.
it because it's just enough for me. I still breathe really well, and it acts as a amazing primer. So when I do wear my makeup just sit at the surface of it and it doesn't clog my pores. So much easier to remove my makeup after. So yes, I kind of agree with you. Like I would, again, yeah, I would prefer someone to kind of skip the moisturizer and go for a good sunblock that they really like and that become part of their routine. You can have it now like tinted,
Yeah.
like, you know, like SkinMedica have like a beautiful coverage, like Elta MD, like a light coverage, like even like the mineral powder from Osmosis. I mean, there's so much great option now of the sunblock that, yeah, you're right. There's not a whole lot of a need for a moisturizer. I mean, in here, in a way, Osmosis, if you're dry and sensitive, like the Protect from Osmosis, like that's
Yeah.
super nourishing, right?
Yep. Exactly.
And
Well, that's
yeah,
cool.
I'm sorry.
No, that's awesome. You covered a lot of ground there. And another thing too we could talk about is specifically for pigment, what kind of a laser treatment would you recommend for someone?
So my gold standard for pigment is definitely an alexandrite laser. Okay,
Yeah.
Alex is just love pigmentation. I mean, that would be the same type of wavelength that you would use for hair removal, actually.
Yeah.
Just it doesn't care about the color. Well, yeah, it does care about the color of your skin. I mean, it's all about the pigment. But I mean, like it just goes for pigment right away. And I love the Gentle Max Pro because it has that perfect pulsation. I know it's technical, but it just, you know, in terms of side effect and results, like I love alexandrite laser. I mean, if the pigment is really light and maybe you have like more like a melasma, or that you have like really individual, it's a peek away. Awesome results after also. I love that one. So Peek Away and Gentle Max are probably my go-to. If I'm dealing with a lot of redness, maybe you have like spider vein, broken capillaries, redness, it's kind of all over. Looking into an IPL would be really interesting. But again, you need to be careful with IPL. I would say that that's the type of laser that you first, I mean, we know what we're doing, so you can come here, but make sure that if you're not coming here, that they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because it's a IPL or it's a lazy type of technology, and it's the side effect and the risk and are definitely higher. It makes your skin more sensitive to the sun. It just something, and so I've seen so much like IPL gone wrong. So just make sure that you know the person that you're getting the treatment from, know what they're doing. It's usually when you see like the burn in the face, it's usually caused by an IPL. So
yeah.
that's why. But I like it. I like it. They're amazing, right? Like it, and they all help for pore size, and they can help for texture. And you know, while you're at it, it's really interesting. But again, you need to combine it with the right skincare.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that would be, I would say, my two treatment. I mean, if you have melasma or maybe aging or whatever, sometimes having a chemical peel about 2 weeks prior to the treatment also help, because if you think about it, like all the pigment are stuck between your epidermal junction and your like your top of the epiderm. It's not deeper, right? It's all there, and that skin is pretty much dead. So by removing like a light chemical peel, I'm not talking anything crazy here, just something that you're removing the top 2 layers there. So when the laser come, that junk that was about to fall in a way will fall. So it's just a little bit safer, or I guess better results, because now the laser can go like really where it's supposed to go versus like wasting its energy to something that was a bit about to fail anyway. So.
Exactly. Yeah. That's awesome. Very
Mm-hmm.
good.
Good. So anything else that you have a question about?
Well, I was actually thinking too, because I'm thinking about like prolonging results and making sure that she's doing all the right things. And I don't think we talked about bend.
Oh yes, you're right. You're right. Ben. So Ben is something that you take orally, because yeah, when we do consultation, it's true. I didn't think about that, but we always start by the lifestyle first, right?
Yeah.
Because it's all about that. Like there, I always say there's no facial that will you know, reverse bad health habit, and same thing for laser. I mean, that will never replace a good skincare routine. Same thing as you going to the dentist and you know, you have your teeth clean, you still need to brush your teeth at home. So it's the same type of philosophy that I have here. So Ben is something that you take internally, about like a teaspoon every day. It's high in omega-3, vitamin D, antioxidant, name it, everything I just mentioned for your topical, it's inside. And what I like about that product, it really, it calms inflammation, like the way I talked about your skin. So definitely you have less inflammation, it calms everything down. And what's nice, and there's clinical studies for the little nerd out there, like it's proven that it increased your capacity to stay in the sun for about 85% more without the damage. And we know that it's really limited the amount of sun that we can have right now. So being able to stay in the sun without damage for an extra, 85%. So, I think it's like about 15 minutes normally that you can see in the sun without seeing damage. You can push it to, I think it's 23 or 25 minutes now, but all during that time, you can have more vitamin D, feel better, be a better person in general, and produce less melanin, right? So those are all like really, really great, even when it comes to hyperpigmentation, because I found like that one really obvious for people that have acne or a lot of redness, but we don't realize all the benefit it have for hyperpigmentation and even for rescue, right? Same thing, we think about like inflammation and redness, but it does that also for people that have hyperpigmentation.
That's awesome. Wow, we covered a lot of ground.
That's awesome. So so thank you for watching. Thank you that was our first one. So I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you did, my God, just go. I did add the little link in the comment section. So just fill that questionnaire, and it's completely free. It's for us, it's a good way of like talking about different skin type, and then we can send you guys our skincare recommendation. So have a good evening.
Good night.
Bye.
See ya.